So, um, I am a person that has a challenge with wrapping my head around certain concepts. I'm a visual learner. I also need audio, and I'm a written learner. And I assume that all of you are going to learn the best when you do something visually, when you do something written, and when you hear it. And that is exactly why I had you practice guidelines last week, and I had you label it guidelines. And then I had you do exactly what I asked, step by step, a curved guideline, upward, a downward guideline, and then a straight guideline. I even had you do guidelines inside your letters. A few of you skip that step. And I want to specify, if I do something, I want you to do it. Okay. I don't want to dock you points for jumping ahead or doing what you think you already know. I need you to do the steps with me. Even if you don't like it, it's important that you follow directions. I've been trying really hard to be very strict and formal about my expectations and what I want to see. And I'll usually draw something first, and so you can watch, and then I'll give you time to do it yourself. Or you could pause. If it's a video, you can always pause the video and then do those steps. Please do exactly what I'm asking you to do, and that way you'll get the full points. Whether you like it or not, that's, whether you're more advanced or not, you don't want to lose points because you're jumping ahead. Okay, so that's really important. So yesterday I asked you all to do 1 point perspective. I asked you to label it. I asked you to write guidelines as a label, vanishing point as a label, the horizon line, and all of that was really important. You guys did a phenomenal job at all the visuals that I saw. I was so proud. And then I also taught you guys how to draw a basic shape like a circle or a heart or a square, a rectangle. And then I didn't have a ruler, so I used a straight edge, and that's how I was able to draw these lines inside of the box going to the vanishing point. So that's where I need to now turn on my camera, and we're going to finish that up, and we're going to do a few more exercises. So you need both of these papers. We're working on both of them today. So bear with me 1 second as I turn on my other camera. This is all new technology. It takes me a while to get used to it. It hasn't popped on yet. Come on. So today we're going to use the 1 point perspective first. So get out that paper. You're going to need a writing tool. I try not to give you too much work on a video, an instructional video, because some people are faster or slower. Some of you said this was really hard. There was 4 of you that said it was really hard, Miss Brown. And so I had to respect those the students that felt it was a little bit too hard. So I don't want to go too fast and have somebody feel overwhelmed and left behind. So real quick, we're going to do some labeling. You're going to need a pen or a pencil. So have that out and ready to go. We're going to do a little bit more labeling. And this is the best way for us to understand and all be on the same page. So I am the world's worst speller. I was born with learning disabilities. I am dyslexic, and I was also born with 1 ear. So I'm hard of hearing and I'm dyslexic. So I don't trust myself with spelling. And so I had to use Grammarly and spell check. And what I've noticed from you guys is you have the same issues. So spell check before you email me. Follow the steps of always being professional. When you are emailing me or any other teacher, it's really important because it helps you practice for your employers and your future. We want you to show your best self. And so that is key. So today, there on the bottom, there's this rectangle, and we had those 3 lines that are going to the center, which is, who remembers what this dot's called? I'm going to cover up my answers here. Can somebody turn on their mic? What's the dot in the center?
Vanishing point.
Very good. The vanishing point. Thank you. I think that was Leroy. I could recognize his voice. Excellent. Thank you for being a part of that. Let me see if I can make this a little bit closer. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so this line, and this line, these are all converging lines to the vanishing point. So I'm trying to figure out a way, and I'm going to do this with a different color so you guys can see this. I'm going to put an arrow right here, an arrow right here, and an arrow right here. So we all know those lines are converging lines, and I'm going to label that C-O-N.
Miss Brown,
Yeah?
it's kind of hard to see the arrows.
Oh, thank you. Is that better?
Yeah, I see it now.
Thank you. I appreciate that feedback because I'm doing multiple things at one time and sometimes it's hard for me. Perfect. Converging, converging lines. Oops, we got a student that's late. Bear with me. You guys are drawing anyway, so it doesn't bother you too much. N-E-S, because there's multiples. So those are converging lines. That's a hard word. So this one is our new vocabulary word. Converging lines. I get another color to try to explain this further. Some of you jumped ahead and added more shapes, but that's not what I asked you to do because you don't know what we're going to add to this the next day and the next day. So if you look at this rectangle, the corners that the ruler was able to see and go to the vanishing point, those were the converging lines. So those 3 points. Let me get my makeshift ruler. I didn't have a ruler at home, so I used this cardboard as my ruler in the video. And so I always matched it up to the vanishing point. And I went boop, 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 boom, until it touched the edge of that rectangle. So that's how I knew it goes to that converging line. And then I got my other corner of the shape and I added it and I put it to the edge, and that's where the other converging line was. Somebody's microphone's on and they're tapping and making a lot of noise. Can you please stop? Mute your mic. Okay, so those were the 2 converging lines on the sides, and then you can see my pink dots. Those are really important. And then of course this dot. You guys all did this correctly in the video. In the images that I saw, I was so happy to see how well this went, because you never know when it's a recording, and I was really impressed. Excellent job. So now everybody should have had enough time to draw those 3 arrows labeling the converging lines. Poll question: do you need more time to label your converging lines? Yes or no? I got 19 no's. I just don't want to jump ahead. I'm going to be asking poll questions every single time we have a meeting to make sure everybody's here. It looks like John is not here with us. So, yes, you need more time? Is that what it the yes is about, John? Okay. So I'm waiting on Mia. I'm waiting on Nadine. Okay, so we'll give one more minute for everyone to label the 3 arrows and the converging lines. I'm waiting on Maria. Everybody else answered. We're all waiting. 33 of us are ready, and 3 of you have not answered. Mia, turn on your mic. Okay, Mia's no longer with us. 4th period. Mia's not participating in the poll question. She's gone.
Yes.
Oh, you are here. So
Sorry, my mother was asking me to do something.
During class time? That's a no-no.
Yeah, she barges in here and she tells me, please go water the plants.
No way. Don't make me call your mama. I will. I'll be like, she's in my class and she's supposed to be learning right now, because that's a no-no.
That would be nice.
I would love to call your mom. Okay. Yeah, because you don't want to get in trouble. Okay. So, sweetheart.
So, what was the poll question?
Are you done with your labeling of the arrows and the converging line label?
Oh, okay, got it.
Did you finish that? Okay, she's not responding. All right, moving on. So these are the basic ingredients for 1-point perspective. This is probably the hardest thing you're going to learn in this class. And so it's really important that we have our heads wrapped around this labeling of the vanishing point, the horizon line. This might be a test question. You never know. Converging lines and guidelines. I'm hoping in math you've heard of converging lines before. That is my hope. Now, I want you to pretend this is the ocean. I'm going to label this the ocean. This line where the ocean disappears. It's like a straight line.
You want us to label ocean as well?
Yeah, go for it. Good question. I'm going to put the sun right here, beaming off into the distance. It's an ugly sun, but I drew a sun right there. So I'll give you guys a second to do that. My dogs are going crazy. I hope you guys can't hear them. So while I'm waiting, I'm going to go ahead and just color in my sun for you. Ooh, la la. And then we have the ocean. That's the horizon line. I think I can move on now. Now I'm going to draw a piece of land. This is why you shouldn't jump ahead, because you never know what Miss Brown's going to want you to draw on next. So this is the ocean. This is a piece of land. Now I'm going to draw another piece of land right here, because I have room to do so. Things that are closest to us in 1-point perspective are called the foreground. 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 I hope I spelled that right. Hold off on this one. I don't know if there's an E in it. Let me check real quick, because I'm the world's worst speller. Yeah, there is an E. Foreground. So that's your next vocabulary word for today. Foreground. Those are the things in the front. So I'm going to put front so it helps you remember. foreground. So if I drew a starfish, I'm just going to draw a regular star here. The starfish is in the foreground. Yes, I would like you to do this as well. You can just hear Leroy thinking, Leroy, should we do this? Yes, do it. Everything I'm writing, you're writing. The starfish is in the foreground. That's the front. It's on the land in the front. I'm going to clear the poll questions. Let me know when you're done with a thumbs up. Wow, some of you are fast. I have one person, no! You don't have to let me know. Just let me know that you're done with a thumbs up. I'll wait. I don't mind waiting. It's hard when you're not in the classroom and you can't walk around the room and check for understanding. So this is the only way that I figured works for me. So we have 28 of you that are done out of 36. So you should have the front and the foreground, the piece of land and the star, and you should have the ocean and you should have the sun. Great. We're only waiting for 7 more students. So we're waiting for Mike Clot, Miguel, Eric, Elijah, and then we can move on. Give us a thumbs up when you're done. We're waiting for 2 more people. So this mountain right here, I would say is in the middle of the page. So the things that are in the middle, we're going to call the middle ground. MIDDLEGROUND. Middle ground. Please label your middle ground hill. Middle ground. Interesting. I'm going to go ahead and clear this. Middle ground. Now, the sun is up higher, and that is the background. The background. Please label that. The more information and terms I teach you, the easier I think this will be for all of us to learn. So we've already written down 4 vocabulary words onto this piece of paper. Be nice to your paper. I don't want to see photographs of crumbled papers. Don't lose your papers. I might refer back to something. So you never know. And I really want to build this routine in you. You should have all your work safe and protected. I don't want to hear your dog ate it, you know, that kind of nonsense. All right. I think that was enough time. Now we're gonna do some interesting um, objects. I'm going to draw a palm tree. On the middle ground hill at the very bottom. I would like you to try your best to do the same. It's a little stick figure palm tree. The palm tree is in the middle ground. Things that are closer to us appear larger than the things that are further away. So this is our bigger palm tree. Now we're going to draw one that's further away. We want a smaller palm tree, so it's an optical illusion that it's further away. So I'm going to draw a baby palm tree right here. You can barely make it out. It's a smaller, farther away palm tree. Just to let you know, I am going to ask you guys to photograph this so I know that you are all following along. Now, I'm going to ask you to draw a large. Watch me first. Wait and see how I do it, and then you do it. Palm tree. You can go off the page, I don't care. I just want to see a large palm tree. I'm gonna kind of do some curves on the trunk. I'm gonna do coconuts. Why not? You can tell I want to go on vacation. And then I'm gonna draw lines inside those. This is our foreground palm tree. It's larger and it has more details. I'm color in my palm tree coconuts. I'm going to put little details on the leaves. I'm going to make them kind of bushy. So not bad considering I'm doing this in pen. It's not perfect, but you see some details. Nothing too flashy. All right. Pretty happy with that. That's my foreground palm tree. So we have a big palm tree. We have a medium, and then we have a tiny palm tree. So we have foreground, middle ground, and a background. Things that are closer to us appear lower in the image, the overall image, and larger. Things that are further away are further back and smaller. So we're learning about depth. Please give me a thumbs up when you're done so I know that we are doing okay. I don't want to go too fast. Ooh, we got 13 done, 20 done, 24 done. I'm really glad that we're doing okay here. There's a reason and a method to my madness. I don't want to go too fast. I don't want to go too slow. but I had to make sure we're all on the same page. And so I'm pretty happy with this labeling. This, like I said, is one of the hardest things we're ever going to do in this class. And it's 1-point perspective. Now I want you to photograph this at the end. We have about, I would say, class over, let's see, 12. Go ahead and photograph this, and I'm going to create an image real quick for us all to submit it as proof of practice. Sometimes I do proof of practice the day of. Oh yeah, you never know. Even in a live Zoom, you betcha. Why not? Ms. Brown wants to make sure we're all doing the classwork. So give me a second while you're photographing. I'm gonna make an assignment, and it's gonna be worth 5 points. And it's gonna be under proof of practice. And I need to get my keyboard. One point perspective labeling label. Boy, I can't spell. Where's my spell check? Labeling part 2, or I'll say day 2. That makes more sense. And this is Tuesday. I like to label it so you know exactly what it is. And this proof of practice, oh, get out of my way, is due today at 12:03 p.m. A lot of writing. Assign. Okay, so it says Tuesday, 1-point perspective labeling, and it is already due. There's 40 of you in this class. I'm going to go ahead and project what I had up so everybody knows what was expected of them. And I gave you about almost 10 minutes to do it. Any questions for the good of the group? I cannot wait to see your examples. How do I get it? Here we go. Nope, that's not what I want. Sorry, I'm still learning. I don't want this. I want something else. So this is the final result. Does anybody have any questions? Because I noticed there's several of you that didn't give me a thumbs up yet. There's 32 thumbs up out of 36. Do those 4 people have a question? Did you walk away? Are you lost? Are you confused? Okay, there's some more thumbs up. Very good. So this proof of practice is important. Now, a few of you have been turning in work like this. I don't grade work that's sideways anymore. I posted a video on how to rotate your image. Matter of fact, I can post that again right now before I move on. It's like a pet peeve when I post videos and then you guys don't check them. I cannot stand it. So I'm going to edit and I'm going to upload that video again, so you can't say you didn't know how to rotate your image, even though I've already explained it and posted the video on multiple occasions. I had a student make it from the student's point of view, so you can't say you don't understand because the student did it with the same Chromebook as you. All right. So while I'm waiting, I'm going to post this for the rest of the classes for beginning. They're doing the exact same thing. And this is going to be a reuse post. And this is due today. Somebody said I had a due date for proof of practice, and it was due on Monday, so they didn't turn it in. When I'm doing proof of practice for attendance, it's due at the end of the period every time. Now, if I make a mistake, you should have still already known that. We have been doing it this way, the same for almost, geez, we've been in school for a long time at this point. So it's really important that you turn in your proof of practice so that you're marked here. Don't try to fall on a technicality. You know that it's due at the end of the period. We've been doing this for way too long. Okay, let me get the time right here. So this one will be due at 2 p.m. Sign. Does anyone want to talk to me about anything else before I let you all go?
Hey, Miss Brown, I do want to speak to you, but I just want a one-on-one if that's possible.
Okay, so why don't you meet with me during student support time? That way we can get you on the same page with me, and that way you don't have a huge audience. That's fine. I'll be available. I've told several students to meet with me today for student support. So whoever gets to me first gets to talk to me first.
Got it, okay.
So does that sound reasonable? I couldn't hear the last part of what you said, sweetheart.
Oh, is student support right after this class?
Yes, it is. So you get to go first. Yeah. And if you're done with this, you guys can leave. That way, hopefully, I can meet with Leroy quicker. If you've already done this and submitted, you're good. You're golden. You have a great day. If you need help, I'm here. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the video.